This whole system of RPM is not about how hard you work. It's about the outcome. Okay? So if you working so hard but you're not reaching anybody, does that mean anything? Are you adding value? Absolutely not. You're still in that little hole. I'm working, but I'm not making any impact. So RPM is this way for us to make an impact. You will divide your life into personal, professional, different drawers. Every week you work on, the general guideline is 3 professional drawers you open, 2 personal ones. So you know that if you're working on connecting with your mom to a deeper level, and these are things that you can work on, right? Taking her to go shopping, call her instead of, oh, I have to call mom again. If you don't have a very good relationship. But if you say, I'm connecting with her on a deeper level, and the purpose is because I want to show her I really appreciate her. I want to show her that I love her. I really do. By doing this, I'm like, okay, this is actually linking to a higher purpose. It's not just a little to-do list. If we have a dump list, which is a capture list, right? You write down everything comes through, but that's for the future next week to do. If something needs your attention, do it right away. There's no point to write it down and wait until next week, right? That's not what it is. It's the capture list is for your whole life. That capture list doesn't separate you as a person with the job. Capture list is, okay, mom needs this, my daughter needs this. That's everything is captured through on one thing. Does that make sense? You don't have a separate capture list for everything else. Just put everything in there. So 2 weeks ago, during the training, you have an example for that. You too maybe can get a copy, Lily and Emma, about how that person worked. And she's a manager type of person. How did she do that? So capture list, that's one thing. And then, what if there's nothing on that capture list, but there's a category you want to work on? For example, right? You want to work on presentation skills. That's your professional thing. But there's nothing on the capture list. Then you create opportunity, right? That's how today I say, well, you know that there's a training today, right? If you say, I'm going to work on my presentation skills so I become a better leader in the company, and there's a company-wide team meeting, it doesn't have to be a presentation like this. It can be any meeting. I'm going to make sure that I raise my hand, I speak. I'm going to, and in order for me to be really a good speaker, not just spontaneously, because that's not presentation skills, that's just answer a question. I want to review my notes, I want to get my thoughts together, I want to know what I'm going to talk about it. So that's the action plan because you have a category you want to work on next week. So now it drives the action plan. But that action plan wasn't on your capture list, was it? No. Because it didn't come, right? It's not there. But because you look at it, all your drawers. When I look at this is how I do it. I want to share with you guys. So this is my personal category, right? I have it on my iPhone, have it printed out, taped on my wall, right next to my computer. So I see it all the time, every single day. So these become me. These become my identity, right? So nobody needs to remind me who I am. I know because it's in my face all the time. Now, when I go to do my weeklies, so I would say, okay, let me think about these 8. Let me think about these 8. I'll pour a few from here. I'll pour a few from here. These are the things I'm going to work on, right? Because for me, nobody really gave me a task list. It's everything is I want to know which drawer I'm going to open. But there's all these little things. Where do I fit in? Okay, that fits in to become world's best mom. Oh, that fits in to be a soulmate. Oh, that fits in there. But the other stuff, I want to create opportunities because world-class speaker, well, it's not on the capture list. I didn't capture it. But now I'm seeking opportunities. It's because I want to become a world-class speaker. Now I'm looking for opportunities. Oh, now I have one, so now I sign up. So the same for you guys. Does that make sense? I'm just flowing, okay? I don't know where we're going, but this is your word lead to this. So we have a core, yeah. So this is a head of people, a person. Wait a minute, it's not a good drawing. I'm going to take art class. I know, I promised Serena already. Terrible drawing. But in our head, there's 5 little people that's living there, okay? One is called force. That's your core. That's what Kamel was saying. This is your naked truth. But then, as we're growing, we get into the society, there's feedback to us. So now, there's an actor inside of us. So for me, the acting role will become a responsibility taker. Ever since I was 6 years old, I took care of my sister. So ever since then, I never really had another childhood. It's just that you become a caretaker. That's your role. So you always act to be the person who's take charge, who's responsible. Okay? You want to make sure nobody gets hurt. That's just that part. And there's a analyst inside of us, in your head. This is all in your head. The analyst will be like, okay, now give me the facts. Now, is this the truth? Analyst is constantly looking for data. But this is all us. We have 5 little people living in our head. And now, you have a cheerleader. Cheerleader will be like, positive thinking. Yes, you can do it. Doris, you deserve it. That's you as well. And then we have the critics. Critics is like, what? Who think you are? You don't have the education. You don't have the resources. Why you think you can success in life? Do you guys all have that little like self-dialogue all the time? Right? Because that's all part of you. So really what we want to do is find out what is our force. Because until you find out what's your force, or let your force completely flow, you are spending energy on somewhere else to feed all these little people, right? Otherwise, if you don't have to act, you just come out, that's your nature. So that's why in these big organizations, the speakers go to do a keynote to train in the organizations, trying to find out there's a fit. If you are enthusiastic, and then the job is asking you to become a connector, but that's so not you, right? And you can shine. But again, everybody has a dominant side, but this is where the whole thing come about, is find your force, where's your core. So there's 50 messages tweeted out by 99 of us in 2 days, okay? And the guru, the guy that actually we're all going to work with him, I absolutely have no doubt we're going to work with him. He has a way to see how many messages it passed on, reached how many people. So this is the first layer, that's how math works. Guess how many people it reached? Directly, okay? This is from 50 Twitter messages directly, how many people reached from our room? Take a guess.
1,200.
1,200? 3,000? 5,000? 99 people, and I'm not even included because I didn't tweet. I don't have an account. So I'm sure some other people don't have Twitter account either, just like me. Directly, okay, from our group. Now, do know that those are world leaders in that group. They have tens and thousands of followers already. So that. But the next thing even blew my mind, the second layer, the people who actually didn't get it Twitter directly from us, but shared our tweets. How many? Now you need to
350.
What?
350.
Okay, 1,000. What else?
1 million.
Okay, now you
I would say
got.
double,
Okay, right. Just based on that information. This is math. Now you got the information. Now you got it. It's not 1 plus not 50. How people would think 50. I go to 1,000. It's good, right? I mean that's linear thinking. But you're not thinking about this. Isn't that amazing stuff? That's why we need to tap into social media. That's why your mindset is, you cannot be, I'm just working on this little thing. That's the whole thing about RPM. RPM is the purpose in your life. Do you want to join this? That's what I'm asking you guys, okay? This is in my core, because I know I'm going to get there. There's no doubt whatsoever in my mind. I'm going to be the ambassador in 10 years, and this is the step, it takes us there. And along the way, this is the business, this is personal, I'm all one package. But you guys need to tap into your source, why you are doing this. You're not doing this just because you are here, you got hired. You can find a job anywhere else, right? But if you're here, I'm demanding really, now this is commander mood, 100% of you. That's what we need to be. Because once we start to get this out, now we're not really thinking about the state of Florida. Because if we start to tweet out, the whole world's getting our message, right? We're going to put tips about autism. For example, that's only one tip. Tip about case management on there. Then you start to have Twitter information come back. Well, now, maybe all of a sudden, right? In Texas, you see a lot of these Twitters. We really need providers. We need somebody like you. Then boom, we go there and open our agency. Just that simple. Same thing. If there's a lot of Twitter information coming in Holland, I'm making all these connections around the world. You think when we go on a trip, what do? We connect with each other. It's not just for business connection. Everybody has a mission. The mission is just unbelievable. The mission is touch millions of people's life on this earth, and that's why we're here. So you connect with them, and boom, next thing we know, we're there. So this is not something that you can just handle in your little task list. That's why I introduced RPM. RPM, one mistake in your little handout is do not spend time and write on your purpose. Like what I'm doing is just billing. That's not the purpose. That's not the purpose. You got to tap into the purpose of it. Like for me, why I want to do it is truly, I want to become a world peacemaker. I want to link two mega countries in the world together. So there's no need to fight. There's no need to spend billions and trillions of dollars to really build these equipment or armies up because you're afraid of each other, right? If you truly have that concept, you know how the World War ended. You guys know that? Gorbachev and President Reagan. How did they end the World War? Tony Robbins did a one-on-one interview with Gorbachev in his plan. So he told him the truth. Instead of all this media coverage, always a standard answer. You guys want to know?
Yes.
At the beginning, this was like a whole day talk, right, between the two presidents, back and forth. Because in their mind, you're the evil country. In your mind, I'm the evil country. I'm a communist party, right, country, and you're the what? Capitalism, and it's all about money. So they were really not finding a common ground. And then President Reagan got up. And he literally got up and he walked out of the room and he come back and he said, President Gorbachev, he introduced himself, why don't we start all over again? That's how he started. So when somebody initiate that, I'm totally willing, we were going down the wrong path. We were just butting heads. Let's start all over again. I'm totally willing. Let's meet. Hi. Let's start all over again. So to me, that story is really just very inspiring. One person can change the world. And these two people, they changed the world together. Cold War disappeared, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, you're talking about 1 million people, 10 million people, billions of people. Not only at that era, this is what? Generations down. Mm-hmm. If President Reagan did not step up, didn't change the pattern, and just focus on that, what would happen? We don't know. But all we know is he actually changed the world just by stepping up because he found the purpose. He wants to make peace. That's it. So that's my purpose in there.